This is your man, Aaron B., with a word from our portal to the inner earth of fine fashion, the folks at Blake's Fine Men's Clothiers. Blake's has the puka shell necklaces that men want. And
How
you know
much
you
money
want
we
them.
talking
Buy
here?
2 or more, and Blake's will give you a free healing crystal necklace for lady love in your life.
Capricorn. So the first word I heard for you is porn. Okay. Now, is it a prawn or a pawn? So if it is a prawn, is it a fish? Now, as I was about to say that, because that's kind of what was channeling in my head, I'm sort of like shuffling the deck, and we got one that turned over. Pisces. So you could be dealing with a Pisces or a life path 3, or you've got it in your chart. But for a start, I heard porn or an addiction. Either a food addiction, a sex addiction, or maybe a drug addiction.
Excuse me.
But it can also, but I'm definitely hearing like a sex addict, okay? So because I'm hearing addict, that can be in many different ways. Now I'm also hearing Abigail, Amber, and I'm also hearing ADD, excuse me, ADHD or ADD, okay, or anal, maybe someone, I don't know, there could even be a same-sex relationship, or there is someone that kind of likes anything.
It's in. Oh my God, it's in.
Anything goes. If you want to score a goal, then just look for a hole. Okay, Capricorn. Now, I don't know. Sorry, I suffer through ADHD myself. Any of you suffer from ADHD? You may not have seen me around. My hair might look all over the place. In fact, it's because I've actually just woke up through fatigue. Oh man, like fatigue is terrible. Anyway, nothing about me, but if you do have ADHD, I know how you feel. But it's so difficult to deal with tiredness.
Ow, what the shit was that?
It's right here. But I'm also hearing retired, very tired, like draining and tired. Okay, but I am definitely hearing something to do around an addiction of sex. Now, or addicted around someone's dick, maybe. I don't know if you're dick picking it or if you're just kind of like doing some sort of phone sex or something kind of going on there. But I'm definitely picking up like somebody is addicted to sex or some kind of like, I don't know, physical, whatever word you may try to say without being on YouTube in front of everybody, okay? Well, so early on in the video. Because I don't want to get censored. But, okay, so there is this censored energy. So in my head, I'm picking up this picture of, like, a photograph with things on it saying censored, okay? So it's a little bit like when you go up against a website, okay, and it's kind of like you can't see it, but you kind of see, like, an outline of something, and it's, like, censored. If you want to see this, you have to be 18 or over or, like, pay per view or something like that. So some of you guys, you may have, what do they call that situation that I'm seeing in my head? Like a clients only type sort of like website. You go on the website, you've got to click on it. You can see me like doing whatever it is that I'm doing behind the camera. It's like a peep show. Could have something to do around maybe a Libra, if not, or a Pisces. If I say not, you say 1, 2, 3, swinging on a tree. Could be a life path 3 or a Pisces. But in my head, before I draw your cards, I'm actually seeing like the High Priestess. So a little bit like now you see me, now you don't know what's going on behind here unless you actually pay. You don't know what's going on here unless you might be involved in a catfish. Be very careful around catfishing, of not knowing what it is until you pay. So unless of you are like, I don't know, Felix Cupper or something like that, it really does sound like one of those scenarios. Like you can't see this person, you don't know who they are, you don't know what's unrevealed, like it's not been revealed to you. So you might be dealing with something like the truth, okay? It might be not knowing who someone actually is, okay? Definitely seeing the High Priestess in my head. Now I'm hearing Def, Jeff, Steph, Steve, Sarah, okay, casino. So there could be like some sort of gambling addiction here also. I don't know how this is tying into the not Pisces. Okay, this is why I always say not right here. But like Pisces life path 3, I don't know how Howling Wolf, something around maybe a Leo, okay? I don't know how the casino or the gambling is kind of coming up around like the sex area. So I don't know. I keep picking up some sort of like prostitution. Like, I mean, whether this is something going on that you're kind of, I don't know. But I keep hearing like a prostitution ring. So a ring would also be 7 days. So that would be a life path 7 or a Cancerian maybe. But it could also be the world. That would be a 3. That would also be a life path 3 or a Pisces. So you could have it in your chart. Now, if this is your story and I'm calling it out, then, you know, it's probably best not to visit a psychic medium, right? I'm just saying. So if I freak any of you out at the moment because I'm not doing it, you know, just like go with the flow, let me channel the messages and then we'll see how we go. So there's something here that Spirit keeps telling me around like a peep show or a ring. Okay, so like, are you married already? Is this person already committed in a relationship? And this is a sideline that they've got going on. Like, I'm in a commitment, I'm in a marriage, but I also have like a sideline going on as a job as well. So I kind of like do this, like, I don't know, like a secret peep show type sort of like, you know, you can watch me do this and you pay a load of money, so on and so forth, and these kind of things that are revolving like a high priestess energy of not being able to see it until you pay. Okay, now for some of you, you might be having to pay for the truth, so that might mean that you're like a private investigator or like pay for a lawyer or a solicitor or the name Laura or Lucy or Lucifer or Linda or Liz or any of those. Anybody's got L in their name, L and M, S and M, so S and then M, Emily, Melissa, Maria, Michael, Jackson, Julie, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack, same names. So like I'm having to pay for something that I can't see it until I've paid for it. So that might be like, you've got to go to court and you've got to pay for a solicitor or a lawyer, and you're fighting someone at court over something and you've got to pay for the high priestess. Now, the high priestess would be a 2, which it is, so that would relate justice. Libra, also judgment. So that's kind of like this energy of... for any of you guys, if you don't... Sorry, if I'm looking away, like for skeptics out there, I'm not looking at anything. This is just how I don't know why I'm getting like paranoid in my head, right? But like I've got to pay for a 2, right? So 2 is like Libra, and that would represent court and justice. So, or Justin, okay, so I'm having to pay for that. So having to like pay the maker. So that would also be any of you that are going to court or anything of an ex-husband or a wife, okay, where like the Libra energy is, say, like the mother, and I'm having to pay for this, which is like alimony, okay, for divorce or child maintenance for my child, okay. I'm also hearing maintenance, so that would also be anyone from also Mani or Mania or Maja, or anybody's got like Mandolin or Melina or Malignant, or okay, hopefully nobody here is also suffering through cancer here. And then there's an energy of like revealing what is wrong with me, like is there something, okay, so there could also be some sort of illness that's also here, could be like ADHD, okay, but I don't know, there's an illness and I need it to be revealed by the government, okay. Libra would also be government, so I've got to have it revealed by the government. And then I'm also there was another message there. What was the other message? Revealing something, real fish, 3 Pisces, reel it in. There's an energy here. Be very careful if you guys are like actually talking to someone online, but you've never seen their face. Be very careful around that. That you're. I mean, like I said, man, it could be anybody on here that's doing it. But like that you see who they actually are before you go spending money or like giving them any details, like long conversations with someone that you're talking to that asks you a lot of questions about yourself, like the Spanish Inquisition, right? But catfishing can also be known as, I'm talking to a stranger. We've got something going up online, okay, and that I don't know who they are, but they are a person because I'm speaking to them. but I'm telling them everything about myself, like slow game of like, okay, I'm just like reeling them in slowly. That's a slow game, right? Catfishing can also be classed as like, I'm after someone else's man or woman. That's fishing for someone to get them, lure them in to a trap, right? So that would be like maybe fishing for someone else's partner. That would also be like, can be classed as like the slow game of the longer that I talk to you and the more information that I get out of you, I've got loads of knowledge about you because you've told me everything about yourself and I haven't revealed fuck all. Like I've revealed nothing about who I really am. Okay, because I like you to talk. High Priestess can also be like a silent energy, right? And you're not talking and I don't want to say anything, but I'm going to ask you shitloads of questions, right? Question after question after question after question after question. Feels like being questioned at a police station, right? And question after question after question after question. After, give it a month or 2 or 3 or 4 months, someone spilt their absolute guts to this person that knows everything about them. So they know what's being delivered, what's not being delivered, what's here, what's there, what's not. And then they can use that information in order to send you like spam email or spam this and spam that, and then getting you to click on something and then spend money. So catfishing isn't also classed as someone that's asking for direct payments. It can also be getting you to click on something in order to, a bit like Patreon really, but y'all guys know that that's true, right? But like that, like there's something that I need to click on to get onto it to pay, okay? So if any of this is coming up through Patreon, it's legit, okay? But for instance, I don't know, man, this could even be someone on my Patreon that I don't even know that's on there, okay? Like covering it up, like there's an email or something like that, and I've covered it up and I'm a fabricated person. I'm not really who I say that I am, okay? Everything about what I've got is like a false email, fake profile, fake picture, fake this, and then I'm going to implant myself on something as someone, but I'm actually not that person. So it could be, I don't know, comment sections. It could be, fuck knows what's going on in your energy here. Capricorn. I don't know, man. Just be really careful, okay? So if you didn't know, I channel a load of messages for a start, and then we look at your actual reading to see if it represents anything at all familiar to that. If it isn't, you wouldn't be able to pick up those kind of situations with cards, more than likely, okay? That's why people come to me. So let's see. So you got the Hangman. Anything that Capricorn here should be aware of, please. Anything that Capricorn should be aware of. So you got the 10 of Wands, and you got this 3 energy that's here. So it is struggling to make movement, okay? Could be struggling to make money. In the UK, we would say struggling to make haste. Okay, struggling to make haste. So it's kind of like very hasty, like, I just can't be bothered. Like, I just like, you got to get up. And you're like, I just can't be. Sorry, if this doesn't relate to you as a Capricorn, Gemini, okay, because I read in numerology. I forgot to mention that, but I'm sick to death of mentioning it. But for the new people, Geminis and Capricorns are 6s, so you can watch it as a life path 6. If you are a life path 6, you can watch Gemini or Capricorn readings just as your life path, okay? If you are a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node, you can watch Gemini readings because they still represent a 6, okay? So if you're like a Gemini watching, you're like, fuck, that really does sound like my situation, but you're doing Capricorn, why is that? Because of the 6, right? So you could be like me, right? You've got Gemini Moon, right, for instance, and I haven't got a Cappy in my chart. And there I am, look, as a Pisces, right? So you've got this energy of like, oh man, because I feel so tired, I feel so drained, I'm finding it very difficult to find focus. Forward focus, fraud. Some sort of like fraudulent energy going on here. I don't know why they keep resorting me back to like fraud. Excuse me. Oh my God, man, fucking ADHD, it's draining. When you work with energy as well, plus like being drained just naturally, or Natalie, be careful, Natalie. But here, like struggling in order to like find work or go to work, or like I'm just doing too much work at the moment and I feel tied down. Tie me kangaroo down. Sports, someone from Australia. Let's see. Oh, there you go. So there is the world card that I was calling out, and there is the number 2 that I was also calling out. So let's go down and let's show you what I mean. So because I'm like, also obviously do Patreon, right? What I can give you so far is the fact that this can be Libra. Okay, 2, this can be 3, Pisces, 3 here, Pisces, the world is a 3. So there could be a third party situation. This could obviously be, you know, divorcing, settlement, separated, don't live with my partner. If you are with a partner, you don't live with them, you have to travel to them to get to this number 2 here. So they could be all at sea. This person could work over at seas. They could be in the Atlantic and stuff like that, the Atlantic Ocean. So they could be like in the army, stuff like that. There's also one picking up like all at sea at war. If not, this would just be a car ride that you have to do in order to like get to your person as a car ride. Some of you, a person might be denying you going to see them and saying no because it's not 6 of Cups. So it's like not really a relationship. It's just a metaphysical one. Because I've got to kind of also look for what I was hearing in the messages, because this would be revealing who I am, because it would be literally just a connection that I've got with someone that lives on the other side of the pond, maybe, okay, from here to here. What is it with Americans? You always seem to do that, right? I don't know why. Like, is it a natural thing over there? Like, every time you see someone British, I've noticed that anybody in America, because I also watch Beard Meets Feast, and he goes to America to eat, but he's actually from Leeds. So you could be like Leeds, Sheffield, up north, that place. Okay. But like everyone says, oh, from over pond, from over the pond, or Pond's tarot, that Nippon Mush, the Pond tarot guy. But yeah, there's this energy of like not knowing where this is going because it's online. It's over here. Okay. And also hearing Nicole or Nipple, something to do with someone's nipples, or Nicole or Kidman. So kidnap, kidnapped. Kidderminster. Kimberly, yeah, Kim. Or like Kidderminster, wherever that is. I think that's English, Kidderminster. Oh dear. So you got Leo in reverse, you got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and you got Gemini. So this is why you see you can watch this as a Gemini or a Capricorn. There's a married man here. This is the same energy that came up before. This person lives next door neighbour. I forget what you said your name was, Colette, right? Here through the Gemini reading. Here. Someone that's already committed into a relationship or a marriage, maybe, here. It's like next door, Ten of Pentacles, but there is a struggling energy there that's going on with whoever's in a partnership. Because whoever is in a partnership, people only normally look for like Two of Cups when they're struggling in a relationship. Now, some of you, it's actually making me recall some of the comments. It's not that I go through them, but I am a psychic. I can remember someone in the comments saying someone somewhere of a reading about someone that was infidelity in a commitment in a relationship because they have ADHD. That is possible. Yeah, that is feasible. That a person with ADHD, it's not their fault. Trust me, you have to have a lot of understanding for people that have mental illness. I don't know if you like people actually cheat when in a commitment and a relationship. But yeah, it brings up someone saying that kind of, like, there was drug addiction as well. I think drug addiction, also sex addiction with other people maybe here. I mean, I don't do that. Like I don't have sex with loads of different people. I live in a country town that just has fucking carrots and fucking tractors. There's an energy here of loyalty. Right? This means loyalty, losing strength, losing commitment, like the strength that. Like, I haven't got, like, I feel very weak. Like, it's a very weak connection, okay? Like, it's losing its strength. It's losing its power, okay? So if you guys believe in witchcraft, I don't. I'm just going to give you that message. It's losing its power here. It's like weaning off an energy also. Like, this can also be like I'm taking drugs and stuff like that, but it's losing its effect. Like, it doesn't seem to be working anymore. Okay. There's an energy here of this person may not be working. I've kind of been contemplating this myself because I find it even difficult to keep up with a fucking YouTube channel just lately. And, oh man, like, everybody has to work, and I've never claimed in my life, but I wouldn't be able to do it because ADHD is classed as a disability in England. So if you have ADHD, you can claim disability allowance, but you cannot have savings. So that's me fucked. But yeah, there's like this losing money or losing interest, finding it very difficult to work. Okay. There's also this energy of drained energy as well. Like, I seem to be losing potency. Okay. Or Lucy or Laura. Okay. So what is this world? Let me see what the Hangman is here for. So another 3. So a lot of you could be going to court. This could be the ex. The children going to and from here with child services, social services. So you got 3, 3, and 3 here now. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. 5 of Swords. It kind of flew right round the cuckoo bush here. So this is why when I did Pisces reading, I automatically had loads of haters that were all hating on the reading that I was doing. It's up to people what they, click the dislike button for aggression. I don't really give a shit. Well, you shouldn't be listening to tarot if you can't take what's being said, or you should know that it means vice versa, whichever way around. But again, when I did the Pisces reading, I had so many people that were just couldn't wait to put the finger on the trigger of the dislike and the hatred. So someone's got like a lot of hatred for, I don't know, some people are anal. Like, they do that. Like, unless they're just like very nasty people, I don't know. But just like watch a tarot card reading, don't like the message because it's true, and just hit the dislike button and try to do harm to a person's channel. That's not how it works. It's like, if you're watching a channel, just appreciate that they're giving you the message. Okay, and if not, it just makes you a narcissist and like someone that's just very spiteful and very hateful on people. Why would you waste your fucking time? Like, it is proper to me. It's a proper waste of time. Like, but you do get them, and I just don't get the mind of people that just hate. Like, oh God, I hate you that much that I'm willing to like just do anything I can in order for so much aggression and anger. Okay. And I can feel it because I can feel what came from when I did my own sign, really, Pisces. Yeah. It's kind of like, I'm just going to stay around just to be able to try and sabotage what you've got going. It's work here. Okay. Whatever I can do to try and sabotage your work or your commitment or your relationship, whatever it is, I've got my eyes on you, and I'm going to do whatever I can in order to try and sabotage your work. It'll just come back around on this person here. Okay, but it's kind of like that. I'm going to stick around, okay, because Pisces is like a stuck energy, and that's what I'm hearing. I'm just going to stick around just to sabotage your work or your relationships. Okay, I'm going to try and get right in the middle of your commitments in your relationships and sabotage anything that you've got going on in your life here. So that might be people that are like being married or married, and they're refusing to let someone go their own way. It's like, say if you get divorced, right? The husband or the wife moves on into another commitment and a life. But when, say, the woman or the man finds someone, or just say a woman, right? The guy's gone off, done what he's like, is with another woman. You guys say, or the feminine decides to get another man, okay, but that person won't allow you to do that because they do everything that they can to try and scare any men off that are around the female, okay? If I can't have you, nobody can, okay? It's kind of like that energy here. I'm going to stick around to ruin you for the rest of your life here. Let's see. The World card is told you. There's the pictures. There's the profiles. Profiling is also sizing someone up and down and watching here. So there's a watched energy. But whatever this is, it's an energy of, like I said, man, it could be just me that's calling people out. As a psychic, like, you've got me banged to rights, bruv, right? And I don't like the fact that you called my story out. You know, what do you want me to do? Like, use a gift or not? Here. Strength card in reverse. Told you. Yep. There's infidelity. Felix. Because there's an energy there that's losing strength. Now, if you guys are in a commitment and a relationship, you're just in a relationship and everything's fine, okay? Because I can just take this down to non-so dramatic. Someone here, like myself, is just like really struggling around their work, okay? They get it in the ear roll from people all the fucking time. They're really struggling with ADHD in order to make haste, in order to get things going because they have ADHD, okay? This is ADHD. Doesn't mean a person's bad, okay? Depends on how you see them or when you're with your partner. Okay, but I'm with mine, and she's very understanding. You know, you've seen my relationship going through the fucking tabloids right on here. My girlfriend must be one of the most understanding people ever. Now, we do have our problems, believe you me, and we've had that many discussions where she says, I'm sorry, like, it isn't always you, it is me as well, okay? I do need to understand, but being with someone like myself that has ADHD, it can come across as extremely confusing, because some nutter actually tell me that this isn't true, and it is true from someone that has ADHD. You might not be able to empathize with people's feelings and emotions because your own feelings and emotions are very much out of balance and out of whack, okay? Because your dopamine isn't working. When that isn't working, your feelings are affected by fatigue and tiredness, frustration, can't seem to focus. When you do focus, you probably focus on multiple different people or things, okay? So when you're like multi-focused or multitasking and then getting like really like annoyed, okay, that can also be, you know, where's the love? Where's the sex? Where's everything else? I'm really struggling to keep up with the belief of how you see things going in a commitment. Taurus is a condition of belief. I believe this. If you question me, I'm not going to like it, okay? So meaning that I see a relationship supposed to be built around trust, okay? Supposed to be around this and that, and that's what a normal relationship is. Person with ADD will not be able to see it that way. They won't. Because why does it come up as controlling? Because if you really love someone with ADHD, and you really do love them, okay, you have to realize they have ADHD. I have to mold myself, Mulder and Scully, the X-Files, okay? So, I have to, mold myself and give up a lot of my time and effort and my beliefs in order to be able to do that for my partner. Okay. Now, if you can do that, hats off to you. You'll more than likely survive in the commitment and the relationship with this person. If you're kind of like, no fucking way, Jose, not a chance. Am I putting up with this? I'm out. I'm done. I'm finished. Now, like I said, if you're in a commitment, like you're actually in a relationship and you're classed as boyfriend, girlfriend, or man and wife, and then whilst in that commitment, you're outside of it and sleep with another woman or man and sleep with them and have sex, that is cheating and lying. And if you're lying to your partner that you didn't, that's cheating on your commitment. If you are not, and you are separated and you are actually not together and you've broke up, people can do whatever they like, whatever they want, because they're not actually in a commitment. That's why they break it off. I'm breaking it off with you, okay? If that's because they go with another person, at least they broke it off, okay? Right? So if you've got a person with ADHD and you love them that much, then you have to kind of bend over your will of what you see happening in a relationship and your needs and your wants. You have to give them up for the person that has ADHD. If you can do that, brilliant, this will work. Okay, you will have your disagreements, you will have your arguments, okay? But if you can't, you will argue and you will bicker on Rebecca. And you will argue and you will argue and you will argue and you will keep trying to change a person, realizing that after quite some time, that a leopard never does change its spots. Okay, it never does change its spots. It can't. This card is Leo. Be a Capricorn. Or still Leo. Or an Aquarius. 8, right? So it did change. There you go. It did. It changed from a Leo to an Aquarian because it's an 8, right? But like, you know, it's still the same energy. When you're with someone with ADHD, you have to think, okay, can I stop everything for this person and just allow them to be them? Okay. If they want to give me attention, they can. Great. But then can I let them pull back the reins and not give me so much love, okay, and attention, and then just be satisfied with the times when they can't, and then not be unsatisfied with when they can't give you time and effort and love and a full commitment. If you can deal with them giving you that for a little while and then backing off and not giving you that for a little while, you'll survive. If you end up with a codependency on the love of a person with ADHD, you'll get very confused because they'll be in and out of your life more than likely like yo-yo. 2 days of the week, they might be all over you and smothering you with everything. Smothering you in butter and spit roasting you on a pig roast, right? Okay, putting you in a bath of fucking petals and roses. But then maybe next week, they'll probably be completely gone frantic and you won't hear from them that much. Because they'll be going fucking mental, okay, over losing money, losing finances. You know, I'm completely like, I got my work and I can't catch up with my work and you're getting in my way. You're getting in my way of my work and stuff like that. I can't keep like trying to force getting work out the way first and then I've got to deal with you as well, okay? So a person with ADD, if they're kind of like, look, I'm really focused on work at the moment, okay, I've got so much to do, I've got to focus on my work. You're going to have to allow them to do that. Okay. If you're like, no, you're not giving me any love. You're not coming, you know, you're only in and out like a yo-yo, blah, blah, blah. Fail. You have to learn to accept. Okay. If you can't, you'll argue and argue and argue and argue. Depends on how much you love the person. And I mean love. I don't mean hate. I mean, if you love the person, you feel it within your heart that you'll do anything for them. Right? Which means that I'll allow you to do those sort of things. Now, if you're in a cheating relationship, and like I said, man, it depends on the person and the thing and whatever. I don't know why I'm going on because I'm now babbling. That is your reading. That's different than what it is over on Patreon. If you would like a reading, your actual full spread weekly reading, you need the silver or the gold tier provided to you below on the link to Patreon. If you're a Patreon member, just follow your app. If you want to join the join ride and join the join button that is below, that is different than Patreon. That is where I do free personal readings. They're not free. It's only $2 or $3. But for a whole month, you can ask me pretty much whatever you like when I go live. I am trying to get around to doing it, but I'm also trying to have a little bit of break from work. But I've been over on Patreon. If you want to know where I've been, is Patreon. Catching up with the readings. So if you want to join the button, I do channeling the deceased loved ones, and I also do tarot card readings for questions and answers that you may have that arises throughout the month, and it's only $2 or $3, and it really does help out the channel. Help a brother out with ADHD, Capricorn. I'm trying my best. Okay, so thanks very much, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you over on Patreon.